welcome to our channel. Today, we will discuss a hypothetical scenario. What would happen if Russia and America went to war? We've compiled a list of 15 key points to help you understand the possible consequences of such an event. Let's dive in. 1. Nuclear threat. If Russia and America went to war, the world would face an unprecedented nuclear threat. Both countries possess vast nuclear arsenals, with Russia having around 4,500 nuclear warheads and the US around 3,800. Even a limited exchange could lead to catastrophic consequences for humanity and the environment, including a nuclear winter, which would cause plummeting global temperatures and widespread crop failures. 2. Devastating conventional warfare. Apart from nuclear warfare, conventional warfare between the two superpowers would also be devastating. Massive air, land, and naval battles would likely ensue, involving cutting-edge military technology such as stealth aircraft, drones, and advanced missile systems. The destruction of infrastructure and heavy casualties on both sides would have long-lasting effects on the involved nations in the world. 3. Global economic collapse. The war would cripple global trade and investment, leading to an economic collapse. Countries that rely on trade with either Russia or America would suffer severe financial consequences. Additionally, global supply chains would be disrupted, causing shortages of essential goods and skyrocketing prices. The resulting economic turmoil could lead to a global recession or even depression. 4. Political instability. The conflict would lead to political instability worldwide, as nations would be forced to choose sides or risk being targeted themselves. Smaller countries would face increased pressure to align with either the US or Russia, potentially causing regional conflicts to escalate. The resulting power vacuum and shifting alliances could dramatically alter the global political landscape. 5. Proxy wars. Instead of direct engagement, Russia and America might fight through proxy wars in various countries, using local forces or militia groups to advance their strategic interests. This would prolong the conflict and further destabilize affected regions. Recent examples of proxy conflicts include the Syrian civil war and the ongoing tensions in Ukraine, both of which could be exacerbated in a Russo-American war. 6. Cyber warfare. Cyber attacks would likely play a significant role in the conflict, with both sides attempting to disrupt each other's communication networks, power grids, and other critical infrastructure. These attacks could cause widespread chaos and confusion, with civilian populations and businesses suffering the consequences. Cyber espionage would also intensify, with each side attempting to gain crucial intelligence on the other's plans and capabilities. 7. Space warfare. As both countries possess satellite-based technology for communication, navigation, and reconnaissance, space warfare would become a real possibility. Satellites could be targeted using anti-satellite weapons, disrupting global communication, GPS systems, and military intelligence. The resulting debris from destroyed satellites could also create a dangerous environment in Earth's orbit, known as the Kessler syndrome, which could make future space missions nearly impossible. 8. Humanitarian crisis. A war between Russia and America would create a massive humanitarian crisis. Millions of people would be displaced, either as refugees fleeing conflict zones, or as internally displaced persons. Basic necessities like food, water, and medical care would become scarce, leading to widespread suffering and potential outbreaks of disease. The international community would struggle to cope with the sheer scale of the crisis. 9. Environmental disaster. The destruction of infrastructure, particularly nuclear power plants, could lead to environmental disasters such as radiation leaks, oil spills, and chemical pollution. These catastrophes would have long-lasting effects on ecosystems and human health. Additionally, the burning of fossil fuels and the use of chemical weapons could exacerbate climate change and air pollution. 10. Impact on alliances. Existing military alliances, like NATO, would be tested, as member countries would have to decide whether to support the US or remain neutral, potentially causing rifts within the organization. Similarly, Russia's alliances with countries like China and Iran would be put under pressure. The shifting dynamics in these alliances could lead to further conflicts or realignments in the global power structure. 11. Propaganda and misinformation. During the war, both sides would engage in propaganda campaigns and spread misinformation to manipulate public opinion and justify their actions. Social media and other digital platforms would become battlegrounds for information warfare, with fake news, deepfakes, and other deceptive tactics employed to sow confusion and doubt among the public. This would make it difficult for citizens to discern the truth and understand the real impact of the war. 12. Escalation of existing conflicts. Existing conflicts, such as those in Syria, Ukraine, and the South China Sea, could escalate as the two superpowers pour resources into these areas to further their strategic objectives. These conflicts could spiral out of control, drawing in other countries and potentially leading to a much larger, more complex war with far-reaching consequences. 13. New arms race. The war would likely result in a new arms race, with both sides developing more advanced weaponry and defense systems in an attempt to gain the upper hand. This could include hypersonic missiles, autonomous drones, artificial intelligence-powered military technology, and even more potent nuclear weapons. The development and proliferation of these technologies would have lasting effects on global security and the balance of power. 14. Long-lasting impact. The aftermath of a war between Russia and America would have long-lasting effects on global politics, the economy, and society. It would take years, if not decades, for the world to recover and rebuild. The human toll, including the loss of life and the psychological trauma experienced by survivors, would be immense. Moreover, the reshaping of the global political landscape could lead to further conflicts and power struggles. 15. Potential for a diplomatic solution. Despite the grim picture painted here, it is crucial to remember that diplomacy and negotiation remain viable alternatives to war. It is in the best interests of both Russia and America, as well as the international community, to find peaceful solutions to conflicts and avoid the disastrous consequences of an all-out war. History has shown that even during the most challenging times, dialogue and cooperation can lead to peaceful resolutions. That wraps up our analysis of what would happen if Russia and America went to war. It's clear that such a conflict would be disastrous for both countries and the world as a whole. Let's hope that leaders on both sides recognize the devastating consequences of war and work together to promote peace and stability. Thank you for watching. And don't forget to subscribe for more thought-provoking content.